Hey Thompson, you want to do a show?
Screw it. Why not?
So have you seen Madshow? Have you ever seen Madshow? Do you know about Madshow? You seen Madshow? Have you seen Madshow? You seen Madshow? You know the Madshow? So, what was it like for you growing up in San Francisco?
I don't know. I like it.
Like, what's it like? How do you answer that when somebody goes, "Oh, you grew up in San Francisco? What's that like?" Like, just like if another kid or something asks you that.
No one's
Like,
really
from
asked me
somewhere
that
else.
before, but if I had to say, I'd say, I don't know what I'd say. I'd probably say it's pretty dirty, but I like the amenities, something like that.
What's your happy memories of childhood in San Francisco? Like, do you guys celebrate Christmas or do you do any holidays or anything?
Well, what do you
Do you
mean?
believe in anything here? We heard tell out in the flyover about how they don't believe nothing in San Francisco. They're
Like
all
they would call it the fly.
godless, heathen, pagan weirdos or something.
Oh no, we got plenty of churches here. We got a really nice cathedral up on a hill about
So bright.
That way.
Oh, they're
That
on
way?
all the hills. There's one right there. You can see it from here.
Oh yeah, there's that one too. But I'm talking about Grace. Like, wouldn't that be like?
I don't know if it's gonna.
There is a cathedral somewhere in the void that we're in. It's real.
I think that's it. Yeah,
You didn't need to do all that though.
that's it. Behind the light and under that branch. More quality cinematography here on Madshow. We're shooting in the dark, basically.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
actually-
street light photography. It's like verisimilitude about the San Francisco noir thing.
Yeah, we actually have a
We're all-
professional camera operator over there in his lunch break.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't let him shoot anything. We just like having him around. It makes us feel classy.
Yeah, we got a 5-star director over there, not doing
Hey,
anything.
I'm a 5-star director.
You're at best, I believe.
What do you know about it, man? Besides, don't you love this Fred Lyon photography type stuff over here? We're doing with this light, high key.
Going back to San Francisco though,
Yeah, what is it like growing up in San Francisco? Like, do you get to do things?
yeah.
What do
I
you
mean,
do?
when there are spaces available, Christ, I feel like most cities are just trying to make like less and less free spaces for people, but there's always, the library. I'm gonna go read a book and do not much else, but we have good libraries here. There's a place at our main one that lets you do a bunch of stuff other than just read books, which is nice, and I've used that for a lot of different things. But
Do you get made fun of for like going to the library?
what do you mean?
Like, are kids like mean or like libraries are for nerds? Like, no one would go there unless they were forced to, because it's where smart things happen and people get smart, and that's lame.
You can like get a book on sports. Yeah, you can get a book on sports.
And speaking of sports, we should be comparing the hockey of the 50s versus the hockey of the 80s. Or we're not gonna. Not in this bit. We'll talk about that later. So, growing up in San Francisco, so you ate food and you went places and did things like normal
I
people
have
do.
received nourishment at some points in my life, yes.
But like, I heard no one owns cars. Like, only certain people own cars if they have to work somewhere
if
else.
you listen closely, you can hear the dozens of cars driving right about over there.
All those cars that don't get driven and aren't parked here all the way around us.
We do have good public transit.
Clearly people have cars, but it is true that you're kind of stupid if you have to use it every day. You're like, it's harder to park it than it is to drive it. So you just rent one or grab a car share or something, and then you go
No,
outside the city.
There are some genuine reasons to own a car. Like a lot of people.
Yeah, to get out of the city.
No, to own a car.
In the city?
Yes.
For in-city use?
Yes. Like it's not practical for us because we don't have a garage, but a lot of people have a garage, even if they live in an apartment. Because like, if you live in a good apartment, they'll have like communal garages and stuff. Like even the building right next to us.
When you take it out of the garage and drive it somewhere, you got to park it, and then you got your problem.
Well, yes, but at the same time, while parking is hard to find, most of the establishments that people want to go to will have some kind of parking lot that you can use, especially if it's like a less popular establishment, which us San Franciscans love looking for like deep cut establishments because of how many businesses there are here. And then the second thing is that a lot of people, like I know one person in particular, his parents specifically got a car just for this purpose. Costco. I know someone whose parents got a car.
You bought a Costco to get $10 yards of toilet paper.
No, they got a car specifically for getting stuff to and from Costco.
Right. Like
because Costco,
giant quantities of toilet paper.
Yeah, because Costco is not just toilet paper. Costco is...
It's all they sell there, just toilet paper and hot dogs. That's it. That's all they are. It's just a giant feces emporium.
Not really.
But they got hot Costco's in other places too, so they don't have to know nothing about our Costco. It's a secret. This is Hippie Hill. On a Saturday, all the tribes come out and have themselves a shindig. And a lot of people come out too. Lawn bowling, tennis courts, Thompson on the very long lens, Saturday in the park, but not in Chicago or by Chicago. We're looking out over the lawn bowling fields, one of them. Well, I guess you can see all three of them if you know where to look. You see the one over there, in here. There's one right there, and there's one right here. And then that over there is Sharon Art's studio. And then over there is Hippie Hill, and that's where the drumming is coming from because it's Saturday and it's time for the hippies to put the signal out, raise the vibration for the earth people. They do this every Saturday that I've lived here, which is 25 years. It's a long time. We should put this up on a live stream on Squishy.
Maybe Plevo. No, I'm thinking Plevo.
P-Brain?
No, P-Brain fell off. P-Brain fell off, dude.
Moopsie?
Moopsie, that's a good option. That's a good option.
Squiller?
No. Scorbus.
Scorbus, right, yeah.
We gotta get this on Scorbus.
You were saying it's funny how businesses used to be like, the Richard B. Good Fruit Canning Company. Now it's like, Squishy Poo-Poos. Squirt!
I mean, there is actually a soda named Squirt, but not the word I'd use.
Right.
That's like a great example is just look at an old candy versus a new candy. M&M is named after like Marcus and Martham or some stuff. Like it's literally named after the two good.
And the Three Musketeers is named after the Three Musketeers.
You know? Wow, that was profound.
Yeah, they're literary. It's the literary chocolate bar wrapped nougat that is shrunk down to like Halloween candy size because of shrinkflation.
Yeah, and like Hershey is just named after William Hershey.
Yep.
But like nowadays,
you know Heinz ketchup? It's named after Mr. Heinz.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not saying we don't have name branding nowadays, but like especially at our websites, they just get called progressively more stupid stuff. Like Amazon and eBay are already pretty goofy names. And of course, the most famous of the goofy names nowadays is X.
Oh, but, and Bizlapper.
Do we appreciate that Tubi is a real streaming service?
Yeah.
Tubi.
And I'm sure Mubi is too.
And what does
Hulu.
Hulu even mean? What does that
Just
even
make
mean?
make the phonemes and mouth sounds that make the primates go, that sounds like a good thing.
Yeah,
it's called this is something for a target market that likes hard sounds, and we call it roar X roar rack crack and kurker.
Yeah. In 20 years, we're gonna have a streaming service named
Catch my show on
because
Grrr.
it's the side wave that most perfectly
Wank.
stimulates human brains.
Wank wank.
I don't think anybody would be naming their streaming service that.
Wank Panzer.
You're losing the thread, buddy.
Delicious goat curry, paneer naan, lamb curry, mango lassi, and of course, as is the law, you gotta have a lager with your curry. I'm eating a goat.
On God. Rolling.
Trust on God, no cap.
Don't say that after I say rolling.
Trust on God, no cap. Full bussin', Sigma Chad.
We're
Fizzle,
not
fizzle.
leaving that in.
We're totally leaving that in. But
we are not leaving.
The reason
that
I'm sounding so super cool and youthful is because of Charlie XCX. I heard Charlie XCX is the new Madonna.
No.
Well, Beyonce's the new Madonna, but Madonna was the.
Well, no, Beyonce's been around for like
a while. Madonna was
now.
like the new Ronnie Spector.
Marani?
Ronnie Spector.
Who dat? I don't know.
You don't even know. Well, it doesn't matter because none of them are Charlie XCX, and she's the newest and coolest thing in the world. All the kids go crazy for her. They say she's the Radiohead and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones all rolled into one delicious tortilla of talent.
No one's saying that. No one's saying that. She is a pop artist, unlike all of those except maybe the Beatles. But the thing about Charlie XCX that has a lot of people kind of riled up about her is that first off, she's been in the business for a really long time. She hasn't been making music for a super long time, but like
she was a typist.
No, like as early as
like doing data entry for a record label or something.
No. What I'm saying is like as early as her teenage years, she was DJing raves and stuff. So she very much comes out of like the club community, which is good because typically if you're looking for like new things in pop and dance music, the clubs are going to be where it comes out of.
Yeah,
that's where Aphex came out of. That's where Daft Punk came out of. That's where they all came out of, really.
Kraftwerk.
And yeah, Kraftwerk came out of the clubs too.
Mm-hmm. Giorgio Moroder.
Mm-hmm. The reason that's kind of important is because she's taking a lot of like the more innovative stuff that was being done in the clubs by people like Sophie, for example, when it came to like just almost like
Sophie.
Yeah.
one of them one-namers, like Madonna.
She has a full name, but I don't remember what it is, so I'm just calling her
everybody.
Sophie because that's her artist name. Anyway,
unless you're Indonesian, they have single word full names.
Which is weird, and also a tangent. Anyway, the thing about
hey, I bet they like Charlie XCX in Indonesia.
Maybe, I don't know. Like it's not. She's not just making like wordless dance music. She is making proper pop.
Punya sipu Charlie XCX. Taylor Swift. Big feelings. People have big feelings about Taylor Swift. They love her. They hate her. They got opinions and feelings. They're huge, important. So we thought we'd give you 2 generations of our feelings about Taylor Swift. What do you think, younger generation? What do you think of Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift? I don't know. She's fine. Like, pretty standard. Pretty standard pop artist, all things considered.
So musically,
yeah,
good music.
Good, some bad. Pretty average. Kind of what you, not like as bad as, other artists. Like,
I've heard worse.
Yeah, I've heard better.
Again, I'm not really the audience, but
pretty median.
Seems pretty good to me. Did that one music video of her song because the kids wanted to.
Oh, did you?
No, Taylor Swift, I got nothing bad to say. I think personally she's a wonderful and caring human being who totally took care of her truck drivers. $100,000 bonus for all her Eras Tour truck drivers. That's pretty awesome. Boss drops $1,000,001 on bonuses. That's life changing money to a truck driver. $100,000 will clear all your student loans or buy you an entire new truck rig, like take care of a new Peterbilt, new K Whopper. Yeah, or pay off a house note. That's life changing money.
Yeah, especially if you're a truck
That's
driver.
really cool.
Exactly
So she really takes care of her people, and how do you not respect that? None of these corporate guys take care of their people. I don't see Elon or Jeff out there just dropping cash on the chauffeur. Like, we don't have any chauffeurs. We use self-driving cars. Ha ha ha! Checkmate. But Taylor Swift's a billionaire too. She's righteous, so
She is a billionaire. I kind of forgot.
Yeah,
that.
she's a full-on billionaire, dude. She's
Did
totally
she
up
just
there
crack
in
the
that.
line?
No, she's like a triple. She's multiple billions now. The Eras Tour alone, I think, was 2.1 billion or 2.3 billion. Like, she shows up in your country and your economy does better. She's like a magic bird that lands in your country and it's just prosperous for as long as she's there, and then she leaves, and then all the butthurt incels come out and start railing on her. It's like, bruh, you don't do anything. She does. She's winning.
And I'm sure we're all interested to hear what she does next.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a very nice meal at the Sunset Indian at this place right here. So, good stuff. That's the second time I've eaten goat. This was Himalayan style. Goat's challenging with lots of bones, but it's good taste. Thompson had a lamb curry. He loved it.
I did.
All right, peace out. Go eat some food.
Look, we're in the corner again. It must be time for Thompson's Music Corner.
Yes.
Corner O-Media. It's tight set. We could have built it bigger, but it has an intimidating amount of knowledge. Here.
It was.
Here.
You would not believe our production cost to get all of these DVDs in here for the
And
shot.
CDs.
Yeah. Getting all of this in here. Oh, and don't forget the model cases and
Here.
VHSs.
Here.
Over here. Yeah, the production costs were ridiculous.
Okay, so you're going to talk about an Icelandic elfin fairy princess who magically emerged from the volcanic testicles of the mid-Atlantic ridge as a wonderful, benign, magical presence of pure goodness and adorable matriarchal values. Bjork Gudmundsdottir.
Not quite the way I
Love you,
describe
Bjork.
her, but yeah.
Oh
Bjork.
my God, you're never going to be able to watch Dancer in the Dark. You can never watch that. It will break your heart into a million pieces.
What?
Yeah, Bjork's in that. That's her movie that she's in.
Oh.
You know who directed that? Lars von Trier.
Oh,
He does
yeah.
not. He doesn't play. That dude's rough.
I remember that actually. That's she releases a little soundtrack album for it right in between Homogenic and Vespertine, which are the two albums that I listened to by her actually.
All right.
And yeah, I was frankly pretty impressed with both of them. I like Vespertine a lot more than Homogenic, which is an opinion shared by a lot of people. But I do think they're both very good albums. They just kind of have different goals, and which one you like more, for me at least, kind of depends on what you want to see from Bjork as an artist. But yeah, basically Bjork, in like the way her songs are constructed, is a bit much to get used to at first, just because she has a extremely wide vocal range that she uses very freely. Like she does not like hold back. Like Freddie Mercury also had a really wide vocal range, but he would hold back for some songs that could be, better singles, so you could sing along more to him. Bjork does not do that. Bjork does not care really.
No, she's a musical Valkyr from the frozen volcanic wastes and lava fields and the steam vents of Iceland.
Yeah, you would probably like her third album more, because while her fourth album is definitely very personal and sounds a lot like her, homogenic sounds a lot like Iceland as a country. Like, it definitely,
Do you know the loudest piece of music ever written? It was written by an Icelandic composer, like the most fortes ever written down on a piece of music, and it's called Hekla. And it's actually his musical version of the volcanoes exploding in Iceland.
it's an
See?
interesting...
Iceland's got other things besides Bjork and decent airfares and wonderful food and about 200,000 matriarchally defined Vikings.
Yeah, you do have to imagine it's pretty easy to fly.
Have you ever read the Icelandic sagas of Snorri Sturluson? True name, real name, actual. This is on God, no cap, full bussin' fleek, whatever. No, really. He actually, in his sagas, the Gylfaginning from like 1260, they like 1/3 of the book is like the story of like Odin and the Asgardians, and like 1/3 of it is story of Iceland stuff, or stuff that happened in Iceland, and then 1/3 of it is like a writer's guide on like how to write awesome Icelandic sagas, because
That's probably the part I'd like to read.
oh, it's amazing. It's like, when talking about a mountain, refer to the fiery qualities of the mountain. Refer to the sharp edges, the blades of the peaks and the ridges, as though they are weapons expressed by the gods in the land itself. It's like, this is the place that Iceland is the place that the other Vikings from Sweden and Denmark and Norway, or what would become Sweden, Denmark, Norway, they would go over to Iceland and commission sagas from all the Icelandic artists. That's actually like became their only industry, because they could barely support themselves. They basically lived on food aid from Norway.
Yeah.
And Bjork is another in that tradition.
And now...
So what does she actually sound like? Because you told me how much other things that you didn't tell us sound like each other, but how do you describe Bjork? Is she a rock and roller? Is she like Elvis from the Ice? Or is she like The Cure and she's all, it's so rainy, I'm so sad?
You know, frankly, she could probably sing in any one of those bands.
She can do anything. She's a
But
magic elf. We established that.
as far as what she actually sounds like, it's kind of interesting, because if you've ever heard Nico, of the Velvet Underground Nico, one of the things that you'll notice is that she's a pretty good singer, all things considered, but she sings with a distinctly German accent, which makes some of her stuff sound really weird and just not standard at all. Yeah. And Bjork is the same way with an Icelandic accent, which is really funny, actually, because she's completely fluent in English and has been for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
But she just
speak like
still
4 languages. They're super educated.
But she still, like, sounds weird just because she's an artist and she'll phrase things really weirdly. Like, I hope you have a lush day, everyone, because that's just the kind of person that Bjork is. Like, that's just how she is, and people straight up think she's not fluent in English because of that. But as far as...
These beats are so juicy.
Yeah, but basically...
She's awesome.
She sings either really high or shockingly low, depending on how she's feeling that day.
She can get down.
And she sings with a distinctly Icelandic accent, which can also take a bit
So what's your genre?
getting used to.
What's your genre there, Spotify generation? She blues guitar, plays the guitar, sings about how sad the Iceland lava fields are.
I would say that she's pop, but the issue is it's really hard to genre.
J-pop, K-pop?
The I-pop, I guess.
I-pop.
It's been kind of hard for me to categorize Bjork, because she's definitely like pop, because she has like the kind of backing instrumentals and stuff that you would expect from pop, but really she doesn't fit very cleanly into any genre, because like as far as what her backing beats are, which for those of you who don't know, the way Bjork typically does an album is she'll come up with her vocal parts and singing parts and then hire somebody else to produce for her. She doesn't typically do the beats herself, or if she does, it'll be in tandem with another producer.
Think she's ever going to release the RZA project?
Because he has the fat beats.
Unfortunately not. It doesn't seem like she's ever gonna do that, because apparently that stuff was put in the works a very long time ago, and it still hasn't been released to this day, so it is really a shame. But
I still want to hear Bjork and RZA.
It'd probably work. Bjork could really just... That's the
Dude,
thing.
of course it would work. They're both geniuses.
And that's the thing, is like, because Bjork can sing on just about anything because of just how incredibly versatile she is, what that means is her songs can be anything from like a touching personal ballad like Cocoon to a really loud, like overwhelming, almost classical arrangement like Yoga, which is just really interesting. Like, she's, even within the context of an album, she showcases so much versatility and so many different influences that it's just really hard to categorize her as one thing or another. But overall, I guess expect pop going in.
We love you, Bjork. Awesome. It's so yeah, like, what the hell are we doing with this show anyway? Like, what's the deal? Why should people watch us? What do they want to see us do? Because right now nobody's watching. Which is kind of liberating, really, because we're talking to nobody.
I'd like to say hello to our one viewer. Thank you for attending.
We've been deluged by card and letter.
Single card and a single letter, both from grandparents.
Yeah. One was, requesting a week delay on the bookie. I don't think it came to us correctly.
We're at the stage of development where we have 2 subscribers. One that's my mom's account, the other is that's my mom's account that she forgot the password to. We're at that stage of development. We're at that stage.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the two follower phase.
we're a podcast. I don't know what the hell we are, but we're a show that is so popular that if we were a little kid and we asked our mom if we looked good in a suit, she wouldn't say like, "You look like a shit," but she'd go, "Eh." He would say, "Of course you're handsome. You're my son, and you're always a handsome little man." She go, like, not just overtly awful, but what the hell?
We're an
are we
in
trying
out of
to do?
10.
We talk about music and movies a lot.
Yeah, we just talk about stuff that we like and we have on our mind, and then
It is sort of
like to let.
what we live and die for.
Well, yeah.
Me, movies, and music.
And talk about what's on our mind, and if you want to hear about it, I guess tune in. I don't know. I hear other people talk about their opinions for hours on end online, hours and hours.
Yeah, I don't
hours
understand why their dumb shit opinions are any better or worse than ours.
Well,
but then again, are ours any better or worse than theirs?
They got started earlier. Maybe we just need to start using really long words in every sentence.
Osteoporosis.
So anyways, the pontification of the mitochondria in relation to
the sphygmomanometer readings on my electrocardioencephalograph read diametrically oppositional to the relative cosine of the integer of the quadratic equation for the activity of stock market behaviors amongst defense industrial contracts during times of global crisis.
Anyways,
war is up, business is good.
And I find this news both obtuse and lugubrious.
Oh, lugubriousness already. He's making with lugubriousness. I might take umbrage at that. I don't know what umbrage means.
I don't know what lugubrious means.
Lugubrious actually means like
melancholy.
Talking a lot.
What? No, it means...
Yeah, it's like extraneous babble in a friendly fashion. Lugubrious.
I don't... We're gonna have to check that after the shot, because
fuck it. You go look it up.
Yeah.
Use a fucking dictionary.
You tell us if we're lugubrious enough for you.
Yeah. Don't make with any what do they call those things? Ease off on the lacrimal fluids.